Good evening. The Ministry of Social Services is looking at reviewing the 1989 Education Act. According to the Director General of Social Services, Gaylene Tasmania, they are currently drafting the policy brief for Cabinet. She said that the public consultations will begin once a draft bill is produced. One of the first groups that the ministry will speak to will be the teachers. Calling for the review of the Education Act has been a long-standing issue for parents. According to primary school PTA, Natasha Toeono Tohovaka, in a statement to BCN News, says that she has been advocating for this for many years. She said a group of parents came together in 2016 to try to push for the review of the Education Act, especially in the composition and functions of the school committee. Toeono Tohovaka says that in the current act, the composition of the school committee is based on village council representation, and the mandate of the committee is restricted only to the maintenance of the schools. She said the parents agree that the school committee should be made up of parents instead of village council representatives, who for the most part don't turn up to the meetings. Toeono Tohovaka said that she has been in caretaker mode as primary school committee president for many years. BCN News understands that the Niue High School committee has been dormant for a number of years now. BCN News will be closely following the progress of the review of the Education Act. The Chief Electoral Officer, Darren Tohovaka, has confirmed through a government gazette that the by-elections for the vacated seat of the Alofi Village Council will take place this Saturday, August 29th. The two candidates are Margaret Limatoa Siosikefu and Hengamoka Takeleni Tafolua. According to the Chief Electoral Officer, neither one of the candidates withdrew their nomination as of the closure of withdrawal of candidate nominations on the 20th of August. Therefore, the Chief Electoral Officer has announced that the village of Alofi North will go to the polls this Saturday to vote for one seat to the village council. The polling station is the Alofi North Community Hall, and polling will begin from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. The village council seat became vacant at the resignation of former chairperson Tutuli Heka. What used to be a bumpy ride to the Swanson shopping complex will now be a smoother one. Road repair works are being carried out on the road leading to the Swanson complex. The notorious potholes have been filled up, with sealing works being carried out by the road workers of the Civil and Quarry under the Ministry of Infrastructure. Members of the private sector and concerned citizens have raised concerns over the entrance to the road and the impact it could have on their businesses and vehicles. Ida Hekesi is the new chairperson of the board of the Broadcasting Corporation of Niue. The former director of tourism and former president of the Chamber of Commerce will lead the board of the Broadcasting Corporation for the next 3 years. Last month, it was reported that Coral Pa-Sisi was appointed by Cabinet to lead the BCN board. However, Coral was not able to take up the role due to her other work commitments. The new BCN board includes Fia Rex, Aldrich Hipa, Reverend Nuka Tawevihi, Doreen Siatanga, and Gaylene Tasmania. As seen here, the new board members met the staff members of BCN this morning at the office. We are not drowning, we are fighting. That is the message Year 6 students at Niue Primary School are trying to spread on social media as part of a climate change project they have been learning in school for this term.
Protect the Pacific from climate change! We want the world to know who we are. We contribute the least emissions, yet we are faced with the most severe consequences. Help us! Click like, share, and tell us where you are in the world. Don't forget to hashtag One World Our Pacific from Niue Maia. Niue Warriors for the future. Choo!
A message loud and clear from the Year 6 students of Niue Primary School. Each term, there is a different theme on climate change the students focus on.
It started with our planning from the previous year, where we were looking at our overview for our yearly theme, and it was respecting care for all creation. And then we found different topics to break down the term, and this particular term topic was based on the Pacific Climate Warriors. They had a campaign, We Are Not Drowning, We Are Fighting. And we thought it was really important that we bring up that conversation with our young learners here in Niue. So that's how it came about. A lot of the students were really shocked to see what's really happening and why. I think they didn't really understand that, just from what everyone's doing around the world, they are first affected by climate change here, and they didn't really understand that. And then they also were worried that because we are a small country, people might not be really concerned about it, even though it's affecting them first. So that's why they said, we want to let people know about it. And we have been watching speeches on climate change with young activists, and they were really inspired by that. They were shocked to see that they were young kids who had organisations, and people working with them for this cause, so they wanted to do the same.
Each student has taken to social media with a video talking about climate change and how it has affected their community and raising awareness on the global issue.
Our videos are based on how climate change has affected the world and mainly the Pacific, and how it damages our homes and the places we go to and our crops and the land for our future.
My video is about us protecting our culture and life.
My video is about protecting our culture and the life we want to protect anyway, and our families and friends, and how it's affecting us in the Pacific.
Our last, one of the cyclones that really affected us was Cyclone Heta, and it destroyed our museum and our homes and the sea. It destroyed many things that belong to Niue and our culture.
It destroyed our museum and everything that we had in it, our cultural things that we can never get back.
Climate change can be very dangerous and can destroy families, friends, and other peoples and islands.
Like, for example, Tokelau. It's a low-lying atoll, and the seas are rising, and it'll cover the whole island and its people. And the people of Tokelau won't have a place to live because of the rising seas of climate change.
And that's BCN News for tonight and for the week. Thank you for watching. Do join us same time from next Monday. Until then, have a safe weekend.